There are no analogs and no brains either. Their Su-35, the pinnacle of Russian engineering, is no longer in the sky. It's burning on the ground. The Third Army Corps confirmed the aircraft was shot down. Ukraine's defense forces simply lured the Kremlin's main trump card into a trap. In their propaganda, they portray this plane as a superweapon. For years, it terrorized our positions, dropping guided bombs. But this time, Putin's script failed. The funniest part is in their own Telegram channels.
Yes, the battle was interesting and engaging. 3 enemy aircraft, plus a Patriot against one of ours. Unfortunately, we acted predictably, but the Ukrainians did not. Moreover, our fighter pilot wasn't afraid to go up alone against 2 F-16s. Everyone's alive, everything's fine. Kanatova will get their stars.
They boasted about not being afraid, while their plane ended up as scrap metal and the crew went to a concert with Kobzon. How did it happen that the so-called invincible Russian aviation so disgracefully fell into our trap? Find out more in the next segment. Recently, the Third Army Corps posted a video that definitely ruined the mood for everyone in the Russian Ministry of Defense. In the drone footage, you can clearly see how what just a minute ago was proudly called the ultra-modern Su-35 is now lying as mere debris in the middle of a Ukrainian field. The soldiers comment on this emotionally but very much to the point, because bringing down their no-analogs aircraft is always a cause for celebration. And you know what's the funniest part? This myth about the invincibility of Russian aviation was shattered right at the start of the invasion. Back in February 2022, our MiGs near Kyiv tore these Sukhois apart for spare parts. But in Russian reports, they prefer to keep quiet about this because it's awkward to admit that their main trump card turned out to be just an ordinary target. Let's talk about the aircraft itself, the one the Kremlin was so anxious about. Su-35 is essentially an expensive upgrade of the old Su-27, for which they asked between $98 and $104 million. It has engines that rotate in different directions, a bunch of missiles and smart electronics. But in practice, the Russians have turned this expensive hardware into an ordinary flying truck. Instead of engaging in fair aerial combat, they simply use it as a platform to drop bombs on our positions. And so this beast met its end, turning into a pile of scrap metal. How exactly it was taken down remains officially undisclosed, but the theories are more intriguing one after another. War veteran Oleksiy Hetman suggests that it was our Patriot system at work, which can hit targets over 100 kilometers away, so there's no need to get close to the enemy. And here's another version. This is simply a masterpiece of aerial artistry, which might one day be written about in modern military strategy textbooks. Rumor has it that our Falcons in F-16s gave the Russians real hell, setting up a flawless, exquisitely executed ambush. Like seasoned hunters, they cunningly lured the overconfident enemy straight into a fiery trap, leaving them no chance of escape. This is top-level piloting that completely shatters all the outdated rules of aerial warfare, showing the whole world how to fight the Ukrainian way, creatively, boldly, and effectively. But the juiciest part of this story is watching the hysterical circus put on by the Russians themselves. Even their propagandist war correspondents, who usually paint imaginary victories and create virtual heroic battles, were forced this time to admit the obvious. This was a masterful, flawless operation by the Ukrainian armed forces. In other words, even professional liars realize that you can't argue with facts that are burning in the black soil. And one of their experts from the channel Voivode Speaks even came up with a pathetic tale that the pilot supposedly ejected and made it back to his own side. Well, let them believe in fairy tales. That's all they have left. The Ukrainian side remains confidently silent, and this iron silence is the best and loudest proof that the Russian no-analogs machine is now burning out on the battlefield, not flying in our skies. If you look at the data from the General Staff, since 2022, Russia has already lost hundreds of planes and helicopters. This is not just statistics, it is the price of their 3-day special operation, which has turned into an endless parade of shame. But while that one Su-35 was burning out in the east, things started to heat up for them in a completely different place. Right where it hurts them the most, in their pockets. This concerns the strikes on oil depots from Tver to Tatarstan, the shutdown of the Omsk oil refinery, and problems with the shadow fleet that was supposed to transport fuel to the occupied Crimea, but now has been left with nothing. Let's take a closer look at this in the following report. It's burning so much, it's a sight for sore eyes.
On the night of July 9th, Ukrainian drones visited the city of Mikhailovsk. According to monitoring channels, explosions occurred at the Lukoil Yog Nefte product oil depot. After that, a fire broke out. Eyewitnesses captured the moment of the strike and thick smoke on video. The depot is one of the main logistical hubs in southern Russia, providing storage and distribution of fuel for the occupiers' transport and military infrastructure. The Russian authorities and the Ministry of Defense of the aggressor have not yet commented on the consequences of this attack. That same night, on July 9th, the Tver product oil depot in the Russian city of Tver was hit by drones. It is part of the Surgutneftgaz company structure. As the publication Astro notes, the facility is protected by anti-drone nets, but OSINT analysis shows that at least one tank is burning on the premises. The governor of the Tver region, Vitaly Rudnya, confirmed the fire and as usual stated that the blaze occurred as a result of repelling a UAV attack.
Oil depot. There, right there, we just saw actual flames. Look.
On the night of July 8th, drones struck the Russian city of Saratov. According to OSINT analysts, they hit the local oil refinery, better known as the cracking plant. Eyewitnesses filmed a large-scale fire. The region's governor, Ruslan Busargin, announced the threat of a drone attack and put all emergency services on full alert. In addition, due to the air attack, restrictions were imposed on arrivals and departures at the local airport. That same night, on July 8th, Special Operations Forces drones reached Tatarstan. The UAVs traveled more than 1,100 kilometers from the Ukrainian border. The target was one of the largest and most modern oil refining complexes in Russia, pinnacle, located in the city of Nizhnekamsk. Its capacity exceeds 16 million tons of oil per year. After the explosions, several large fires broke out at the facility. The smoke could be seen even from neighboring cities. Due to the attack, local authorities urgently delayed more than 30 flights at the city's airport. The most significant blow to the Russian market was the shutdown of the country's largest oil refinery in Omsk. According to international agencies, Ukrainian drones damaged the primary oil processing unit, which accounted for 38% of the facility's capacity. Due to the destruction of communications, the plant's second main unit also went out of operation. As a result, the Omsk oil refinery completely stopped selling gasoline and diesel on the St. Petersburg Commodity Exchange. Military experts emphasize that such strikes seriously disrupt the aggressor's logistics and deepen the fuel shortage throughout Russia. At the same time, the situation with gasoline in the temporarily occupied territories of Ukraine is rapidly deteriorating. The Russian president promised to deliver fuel to Crimea by sea, but these plans were thwarted by Ukrainian unmanned systems forces. Over the past 3 days, our pilots have employed a new tactic and launched massive attacks on ships of the Russian Shadow Fleet. In addition to the vessels, the infrastructure of the ports of Crimea and the Caucasus came under attack, as well as an enemy cargo ship, a ferry and several air defense systems belonging to the occupiers.
21 vessels were hit within 72 hours, 19 tankers of the Shadow Fleet, 1 cargo ship and 1 ferry in Kerch.
On July 8th, unmanned systems forces struck the main electricity entry point to the peninsula, the Crimean crossing point. This strategic facility receives 4 underwater cables from the Kuban-Crimea energy bridge, each over 14 kilometers long. In total, from July 1st to July 8th, Ukrainian pilots have already successfully attacked 50 power hubs in Crimea and in the south of the occupied territories, preparing a total blackout for the aggressor's forces.
So this is no longer just about luck. Drones that fly 1,000 kilometers and missiles that shoot down aircraft, it's all part of the same story. A story about how in modern warfare, victory goes not to the one with more hardware on the runway, but to the one who has far more intelligence, precision, and logistics. While the Russians send their pinnacles of engineering into the sky following templates from the last century, we simply calculate the coordinates and strike without missing, whether it's an aircraft or an oil depot 1,000 kilometers from the border. Well, that's all for now. Subscribe to our channel, give us a like, and we'll see you in the next episode.